Thanks for coming today for this session. My name is Shannon, and I'm just going to show you some of the resources that we might be able to share with you. It's a little bit different as everything is with COVID, but we still want to support your research as much as we can. Library, you can either go under academics to library or tools, and there's a quick link to the library. We have a new homepage now, so I'd recommend just going to the new library website. And we've put together a guide just for this institute. And if you go under the search drop down menu here, it's under research guides. And it's on the left hand side here under information guides. There's one for the Jose Marti Institute. So this will probably be where you will discover the most about what we have available about Jose Marti and Cuba. And it starts off with just a picture of Jose and a general welcome. I do want to point out, I think most of you all are not, oops, oh, it's over here. I think most of you all are not, I have two screens, so sometimes I'm like, what happened to the Zoom? I think most of you are not local, but just in case anybody did, we are closed, like most libraries, to the general public. But if you wanted to come and visit, just please get in touch with me beforehand and I can arrange that with our director. We have a nice little bit here, and if you're not local, this might actually be even more fun for you to take a look at. The walking tour in person, of course, is not available, but we have these historic markers, these links out, and they're actually really cool. It tells you where important things happen, like the attempt of the life of Jose Marti, excuse me. There's the national marker for it. There's a description about it, when it was erected, general information about it, and where other nearby markers are. And it also, and sometimes it also goes to different articles on it, and it tells when it's been last updated. And sometimes things have changed. Like one of them is a brewery, actually. I think it's the Cuban newspaper. So it'll also tell you what is there now. So if you are interested, it's kind of a fun way to get more of an intimate sense of Ybor City and some of the places that were important to Jose Marti and the movement. We have a list of the books here in our library, actually not a full list, but some of the highlights. You can click here to search in our catalog if you're curious to see what we have. This is a discovery system, so it's going to search everything, and it has the fill-in forms. I'm just going to put Jose Marti. You might be most interested to see what books that we have. I'll remind you all, you're probably familiar with your own institution's access, but we can't offer remote access to people who are not a part of our institution. I'll get into more of that a little bit later, but if you happen to see an article or a book that you want, you can ask for it through your interlibrary loan department. And if you're not affiliated with an institution, your local public library can also help with that. And if you ever have any issues or whatever, please just get in touch with me directly, and we'll do what we can to help accommodate that. So I can restrict it to the library catalog here, and it'll be just the books in the library. And we also put some of the highlights here, writings of Jose Marti that we own, books about Jose Marti and Cuba and the Revolution, and Ybor City, Key West, and the cigar industry. So this is kind of a fun way to just get a visual of what we have. Like I said, using your home institution's interlibrary loan department would be the best way to retrieve any of these books if you wanted to use them for your research. Many of the books are in our special collections. We will work with you, and we realize with COVID too, most of the time when we lend those, it would be in library use only at your institution. We realize that may not be possible depending on a variety of situations. But please just let us know, and we will work with you as best as we can to get those out, depending on the rarity or the condition of the items. Sometimes we can't lend them out, but we really try and make those available. So we have a number of databases and other resources here. It might be helpful for you to just look at these. Like I said, if you're not a part of the UT community, you won't be able to use them. When people were able to come on campus, we were able to let them come into the library and use them on there. But you may have access to these wherever you are. JSTOR, you probably are all very familiar with. The historical New York Times, we found, has also been really helpful for folks. And then here's a list of digital archives and collections, which are freely available. You can access anywhere without a login. You'll notice that many of them are from USF, so I'm sure Andy will talk about some of those, but these can be very helpful too. It's a headline from the New York Times. And we have an institutional repository, which many of you probably have at your own institution. And I recognize definitely some of the names from 2019, but even if you did come in 2019, it might be fun to see some of the lectures. We recorded them all, and they're up here. It links out to YouTube. Here's Professor Ray. So it'll just go out to YouTube to watch the full audio and video of it. And I also just want to mention, I know that the Institute sent out a permissions form for you all to sign if you are giving a lecture and you're open to having your work posted there. We have more information right on this. See this guide if you want to learn more about our repository. We're just collecting the intellectual output of students, faculty, events here on campus, and trying to make that available to the world. But of course, if you have any questions about the repository or the forum, please just let me know.